Good morning. So today I'm going to share my little devotional with you. And even if you aren't religious or a different religion or whatever, stay tuned. You might hear something that you like. Don't dismiss anything. But I think this is a really important message just because it kind of has to do with things going on in my life. So I kind of want everyone to think back. Just think about when you were a child. Who was easier to go talk to? Was it mom or dad? And was there something that you could do to get your way? Like if you knew you needed something, who was most likely to say yes? Who are you going to target? And the reason I want to talk about this is because, a lot of us know how to get what we want out of our parents. And I think a lot of times we want to use that with God, but I think a lot of us know or think about God, or we focus on, getting things that we need, or when we're in trouble, or coming to God. But how often are we thinking about the other side of that coin? How many times are we thinking about the devil or the enemy, or however you want to call him? But he is alive and well on earth as well. And I know for me, a lot of times when I was in trouble or things were going wrong, I would tend to lump God into all of that equation, be like, well, God, why this? Why didn't you this? Why didn't you save me? Why did this happen? And I think that we don't give the devil enough credit either for those mishaps, that we don't need to lump God into everything and blame him for everything. And a lot of times we've caused it ourselves. I've even thought about back to times where, one of my bitter things about me actually losing weight is the process is that, my mom started me on Weight Watchers when I was maybe in like third, fourth grade, and I started dieting at that age where my mom made it aware to me that maybe I was going to be gaining weight, and I wasn't even heavy yet. But my mom made me conscious of who I was and my body, and it started to manipulate the way I thought about myself. And now that I'm more of a Christian, I look back on that, and for a while I was thinking, God, like, why did you let that happen? Or, being mad at my mom, thinking, Mom, why would you do that to me? I'm so angry. Why didn't you just let me figure that out? Or, I never believed badly about myself until she made me feel that way. And I had a lot of guilt and anger towards that. Maybe some of you do too, with some of the weight that you put on, blaming or mad at things or a situation that happened in your life. But I realized is that it wasn't God who did that, because God loves me. God wants the best for me. He might have let that happen, especially because of all the stuff I've learned now and the people that I've helped now that I never would have known before, gone through the journey that I had, but he was not the one who caused it. And I think we really need to look at this, that a lot of times we are so good at doing things to ourselves that just like God, when you're watching a small child, why do you tell them enough times, like, don't touch that candle, don't touch the candle, don't touch the candle, and yet eventually they end up doing it? It's because you can tell them a billion times over, but the best way they're going to learn is by letting them do it anyway. It's like, well, if you're going to touch it, then touch it. And I think a lot of times God sits back and lets us do that. So then the next time they're more able to listen, because you're like, you know what, that really hurt. The next time my mom tells me not to touch something like that, she probably means it. And then I also want to say, even though I could be very angry with my mom through putting me on diets at such a young age, you know what I realized though? My mom has a lot of love for me, and she was doing the best she could with me at the time. And she was only doing that because she thought she was helping me. It wasn't the right thing to do. It was far from it. But she thought she was helping me, and she loved me. And that was the point of that. Now, let's get to the enemy side of things. How do you know he is well and alive and at play? Well, if you think about it, like when you were manipulating your parents, if you were the enemy and you're trying to think about how you can sabotage somebody, if I know that if my mom is stressed out and she's annoyed and she's had a rough day, if I just barely go just nagging her ear enough times, mom, 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 I know eventually I'm going to get my way. And that's what I would do. I knew with my dad, if I just looked appealing enough and I could appeal my case and I could look cute and upset, I knew I was more likely to get my way. Well, think about it. The enemy is going to study. He's going to learn you. He's going to know how hard it is to get you upset. He knows that instead of you blaming God for all your things, especially myself in particular, that if he knows that if he just has you walk in front of enough cravings that day, if it's going to sabotage you to eat something wrong, that doesn't take very much. And for others, he's like, okay, let's wait till she has a rough day. Let's put this in her way. They are trying to stop you from being successful. That is his goal. That is not God's goal. That is his goal. So when things aren't going right, maybe start saying, God, help me. What am I not seeing? How do I overcome this? Rather than being, why, God, why? Why me? Why this? And I even find myself doing that on a daily basis. I found myself doing that last night. I'm happy. I've lost a lot of weight, but I'm not where I'd planned on being by this time. I'm still a little pudgy around my stomach. I still have this going on. I thought it would be a lot smaller. Or I'm trying to lose a little bit more weight. Why is this so hard? Why can't I just figure this out? And just coming to God with all these questions that really, what am I doing? I'm whining. I'm complaining. I'm not really willing to figure it out. I'm just mad that I can't have my way. I'm mad that I can't have my cake and eat it too. And if I looked at it truthfully, if I wanted that, then I'm probably not doing quite the things that I need to do to have that. I just want them to happen without actually doing the work. And so I think for a lot of us is maybe you need to stop and think about what it is you're doing, what it is you're asking God, and maybe where you've got some holdups yourself. I know I tend to complain a lot rather than just toughing through the hard times, letting myself feel those cravings for a while, and just doing what I need to do and remembering that God has his best in mind for me and that sometimes he's just trying to be a good parent and teaching me and allowing me to go through things because I wouldn't learn my lesson otherwise if he helped me out of it. So I hope you guys like this. I hope it helped you. Say a little prayer, examine your own life. I've prayed for you guys. I hope that, God will lead you and that maybe that will open your eyes to knowing that there are two sides to this coin, and examine both before you start to blame others, yourself, or even God.